Please welcome Danielle Forrest-Grin, co-founder, CMO of AVACEN Medical, to present Microcirculation, the anti-aging secret.
Hey everybody, thank you for being here. You had so many choices today, so I appreciate your time. I want to tell you a little story. So right off the bat, we're a 16-year-old company. We are FDA Class 2 cleared. It took about 6 years, about $6 million to do that. We are cleared for aches, pains, strains, overall muscular relaxation, and widespread pain for arthritis. But there are so many side benefits to having great microcirculation. So it's kind of crazy. We're a very, very smart working machine, and our body really wants to heal itself. But if something's a little bit off, like you're sleeping or you're not having enough water, your microcirculation kind of dissipates. And when that happens, aches and pains start, and we get a little puffy in our feet might hurt, and then everything kind of like dominoes. So AVACEN Medical it's actually an acronym, and it stands for Advanced Vascular Circulation Enhancement. And we have 17 worldwide patents. Full disclosure, my husband's the inventor. And so he invented this for my older sister who had 25 years of migraines. Anybody in your family have migraines or headaches? Yeah, so you know how debilitating that is. She had 20 to 25 a month. So she lived in a dark room. Half the time she was not eating, not sleeping, on a lot of medication. And because of that medication, they turned her into a drug seeker. So in our family, if we could get you off of just one medication, that would have been just like a miracle. So Tom was working at Stanford with some scientists, and they had a cooling device. And the cool thing about this cooling device was the fact that they actually invented it for their football team. So if you ever watch a Stanford game, you see a bunch of weird machines. That is the cooling device. And so they were not interested in doing anything with heating. So Tom said, okay, I'm going to run with it. So it took about 6 years, about $6 million of development, because it took about a month and a half for my sister to get rid of her migraines. But when she got rid of her migraines, we're like, oh my God, that's a miracle. But there's so many other things, and we thought 85 million people in the US have migraines, so we are going to cure the world of migraines. And then our attorney said, have you met the FDA? And we're like, no, what's that? And they're like, oh, that's regulations. So that's when we had to step back, do more research, do a lot of paperwork. So this is really interesting. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, says, those who cannot be cured by medicine can be cured by surgery. Those who cannot be cured by surgery can be cured by heat. And those who cannot be cured by heat are considered incurable. And this is the way we all want to be. One of the cool things about our device, and you've probably walked past our booth, and it's like a bread box, and you put your hand in it for 15, 20 minutes. I prefer a half an hour, and I do it 4 times a day, and I'll tell you why later. That's part of my skincare, good microcirculation, glowing skin hack. So we all want to look like that. We help you have great sleep because we engage something called the parasympathetic. The parasympathetic, has anybody heard about fight or flight? Yeah, so that's called the sympathetic. Now, the opposite is rest, restore, relax, and that is called the parasympathetic. So one of our clearances is overall muscular relaxation. So you put your hand in, and you just kind of like it's your body just takes a big breath and relaxes. I've had a lot of people actually fall asleep in our booth because they are so relaxed for the first time. I actually had a young lady cry yesterday because she was so relaxed and she felt so good. She just had this big release, and I'm like, wow, that's powerful for a little tiny machine. So we also, if you use this device twice a day, morning and night, because we do have a home device, we help get rid of metals and toxins. We improve blood circulation. And this is a crazy one. So does anybody ever, when they fly, get puffy feet? Or do you have parents or grandparents that have puffy feet? That's excess water. and that's called edema. We actually get rid of edema, and we do it all through the palm of the hand. So if you think about us like acupuncture without the needles, because I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of needles, so I'd rather put my hand in a little machine than go to the acupuncturist. And then we get rid of pain, because when you don't have any inflammation, you don't have any pain. So if you think of your body like a highway, you want to be on the road to good health, and you want to have great microcirculation. So you have 100,000 miles of capillaries. So think of them like tree roots. So, and all of this blood is in these tree roots, and the older we get, your blood recedes because your circulation isn't going as fast as it needs to go as we age. And the kind of sad news is that when you hit 40, 80% of us have compromised microcirculation. And that is when things, you wake up in the morning going, man, did I work out too hard? Or, oh man, I don't remember that, what happened? And then you kind of need reading glasses. But with good microcirculation, you can turn all that back. So there's those 100,000 miles of capillaries. They kind of remind me of coral in the reef or tree roots. So what does the AVACEN do? It's a patented process to increase microcirculation by applying thermotherapy, so that's heat, and negative pressure. So we put you in this little tiny box on a dry heat pad. We enclose you in this vacuum, and when we do that, we distend something called the AVAs. And it has a big old long name called arteriovenous anastomoses. And it's basically, oh, I get to use my pointer now. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so that's the AVA right here, and this little pretzel thing this is your blood, the healthy blood going over and through and then to the CO2, which your body wants to get rid of, okay? So that is your circulatory system, and it's here, and you have these on your hands and your feet. And we chose these AVAs on your hands because it's closer to the heart. And if you have grandparents, they're not going to have great circulation, and gravity is not going to pull a treatment up. So we use the hand, so it does this, and it goes down. So it's really a cool little machine. So, like I said, we put your hand in this little thing that looks like a box. I like to travel with mine because it's it's actually the first thing I do when I get to my hotel room, wherever I am in the planet. I plug in my AVACEN because I know I'm going to have that on my bed doing a treatment before I go to sleep. So put your hand in this little vacuum chamber, and then we close you in this vacuum chamber, and then this is your blood vessels. And if we don't have that little vacuum chamber, it does this. That's called vasoconstriction, but we do kind of a body hack, and we open it for vasodilation. And that way we can get in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, up to 60 minutes. So this is what your inside of your capillaries look like. So this right here is taken right at the base of your nail. That's the easiest and most efficient way to do your capillaries. So this is actually a very cool picture. And these are the capillary loops here, but you can see there's no blood there. So what we do, and this is 20 minutes later. So look at all that nice big red juicy blood perfused. And the very cool thing is, this is the big ta-da moment. Well, we have 4,000 computer things. Where's my after? Nope. So the ta-da moment is that nice juicy blood is taken on the opposite hand of treatment. So that is a really, really cool thing. It is the before. We give you 20 minutes. In 8 minutes, we thin out the blood. We let your body take over, because if we thin out your blood by less than a degree, the heat travels from your hand all the way up here, goes here, and your circulation, think of it like a racetrack. If your car isn't running efficient around that racetrack, it's going to putt all the way around. But if we give that the circulation it needs on a microcirculation level, it races around like a race car. And the more it races around, the more oxygen and nutrients you're given, and then that dissipates all the way down to your little toes. And it's amazing because it's all from the palm of the hand. And that's kind of the moment you go, wow, is that really possible? Yep, it's possible because the Chinese have been doing this kind of treatment for thousands of years. Acupuncture. So about 2017, I'm going to go back now. About 2017, we were given a special award, and that award was for fibromyalgia, pain reduction. Anybody in your family familiar? Do you have any fibromyalgia in your body? Okay, or friends? Okay, so it's kind of tricky. You have these aches and pains, and you have them from your head to your toe. And for the longest time, they did not know where it came from. And so they said, oh, it's all in people's heads. Well, no, it's not. When you're in so much pain, you can't live. It is not in your head. So what they do is they give you about 5 different medications, automatically put 60 pounds on you. It's just a very, very debilitating disease. And so the VA came to us and they said, can you help us fix these people because we don't know what to do with them? And I actually had a very dear friend who had fibromyalgia, and I say had fibromyalgia. So we gave her a device for her birthday, and I said, promise me you're going to use it twice a day, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night. And we say that protocol because that is when your body is at its lowest body core temperature. So we raise your body core temperature just a little bit, and then your body kicks in and makes it running like a smooth machine. So they interviewed us at Frost & Sullivan. They interviewed some of our clients, and we had no idea we were getting this award. So we are sitting at a table with all the big dogs, and we're this little tiny company. I think maybe we had 4 people in our company then, and we're like, wow, this is an amazing moment. And that's the moment I knew in 2017 that we had to keep going. We had to help people. And then during lockdown with COVID, we have an affiliate program. So we knew that this is a device that can't sit on a shelf like at a pharmacy or Walmart or CVS. It has to be experienced. So with our affiliate program, we have people that share our device. So our people were so cool. They were literally leaving AVACEN devices on people's doorsteps that had COVID. And so in a couple treatments, we would help oxygenate. And it was an amazing thing because we kept people out of the hospital. So that's that. We also have something called Soothe by AVACEN. So if you have a salon, what do you do? Are you hairstylist? What do you do? Cosmetology school? Cool. And what are you going to be hair? All right, so very cool. So the protocol that you would use when you graduate and when you are in a salon, you would have an AVACEN in your salon, and when you're sitting and doing a process on someone, when I get my hair done, I'm sitting in a chair for an hour and a half sometimes. This is the perfect opportunity for you to let your client experience the AVACEN. And because most people, when you walk into your hairstylist or your nail tech, or even a facial, you usually say, oh my God, I've had the worst day. I've been running around, this is so great, I get to sit for an hour and a half. So you say, hey, you need to try this AVACEN, it's a very cool thing. You put your hand in it, it's going to help you relax. Then they're gonna go home and they're gonna have the greatest sleep of their lives. And then the best thing about this is you're gonna be able to monetize this. So, you're going to charge about $1 a minute, and everybody has a $20 bill usually in their purse. And they're like, okay, I'll do a 20-minute treatment. And so you are making that revenue as well as doing your hair or your nails or your facials. And then the ROI is really spectacular. So if you think about doing 5 treatments a day, that's $100 a day times 6 days a week. That's a lot of cash in your pocket, extra cash. And you don't have to do anything because they're already sitting there, right? So the thing about the microcirculation and the skin, so when you have oxygen being infused with this, it's really, really important. The important part is The AVACEN opens up the capillaries, drives in the oxygen. Your body kicks in and goes, oh my gosh, this feels so good. You guys are young, so you're not at the point where you're over 40 and going, oh my God, I hurt everywhere. And oh my God, I'm stressed everywhere. But when you have that great microcirculation, your skin looks really good because you're also infusing collagen and oxygen in your skin. So it's like you're also giving yourself an oxygen treatment at the same time without having to go and getting a facial. And if you do it with an oxygen facial, it is epic. So every single thing in that room in there where we all have those incredible items and gadgets and supplements and everything that's in there and drinks, vitamin drinks, whatever, we will put those on steroids because your body has all the blood already head to toe, and we will make everything supercharged by 30% more. That is kind of epic. So I'd love to take some questions because it's kind of a new treatment. Do you have any questions for me? Great. Okay, that's a fabulous question. That's called the mechanism of action. What we are doing, so we put you on the dry heat pad. We enclose you in that vacuum. It opens up those AVAs. And then you do a treatment for anywhere, you have to do more than 10 minutes because it takes about 8 minutes to thin out the blood. So I like to do 30 to 40 minutes, and that's a little excessive, but if I can sit for 30 minutes, I am so happy. I'm usually on my phone, just not kidding, but I'm really not kidding. I'm usually on my phone. I should be meditating, but I'm not. So 30 minutes, and in about 8 minutes, we thin out the blood, and we thin out the blood less than 1 degree. But that little tiny amount is enough to kick your body, your hypothalamus, into waking up, because it might be sluggish from if we're not exercising, we're not eating right, and we're stressed, and we're not sleeping. So just everyday environmental things, really. So what you do is you just sit there, you calm down, you can do some breathing, that also helps, and then in 8 minutes, your body wakes up. And when it wakes up, it says, wow, this is fantastic. I haven't felt like this for decades or for a long time. And then your body starts to work efficiently because if you think about it, we're kind of like a really smart computer, and our body really wants to stay healthy and our body wants to heal itself. And when we sleep every night, that's when we get a good night's sleep, and that's when our body repairs. So the thing is that when you do that repairing, you just work efficiently, and your brain works better, your skin looks better, you move better, you can drop some weight, and you just work better. So after that 8 minutes, it literally circulates like that racetrack, and so it circulates and it goes down. And the interesting thing is, when we first started this journey, we had to make sure that your body didn't break a sweat. So because you guys know that your skin is your largest organ. So we are literally helping your skin that is the largest organ also. So it's really interesting because we found out about this little skin hack with the AVACEN about 10 years ago, I think. So we had these ladies that were living in Artesia, New Mexico. And you would think that this Artesia, New Mexico is some really swanky spa kind of place. Well, it is really the drilling capital of New Mexico. So it's not really fabulous and it's not really swanky. But these women figured out that if they use the AVACEN for 2 hours a day, in 7 days, they looked like they had a mini facelift. So I'm like, how is that working? Because I want to be the one that looks like they have a mini facelift without actually having the facelift. So I go, let's just break this down. I actually have a couple people that did some experiments for me. And I said, just do your right hand for 2 hours a day for a week. Well, guess what? The right side of their face lifted, the other side didn't. So I'm like, well, okay, sorry about that. Now you have to do your left hand for the next 7 days, and it evened out. But because when you're infusing your body with oxygen, and your body is a well-run oiled machine, that is when your body is at its optimum, and you just glow. So, full disclosure, I'm going to be a big number in August. I'm going to be 65. And for my age, and I don't mind telling people my age because I think I'm celebrating it because I don't feel it. I don't think I look it. And I know it's because I'm using this device. I'm using it at least 2 hours a day. Yeah. And so that's the person I want to be, feeling good, looking good, running all over the world when I'm 90 years old. I'm not sitting in an assisted living miserable. I am running around the world having the best time of my life because I think it's entirely possible. If you've ever heard about the blue zones and where these people are living in the blue zones, it's because they have certain food they're eating, they're living clean, they're working, they're working their best. But I think we can create our own blue zones, and I know the AVACEN helps with that. We've had 25 million treatments and not one adverse event reported. So people that have had high blood pressure, people that are on heart medication, people that are fibromyalgia, all sorts of immune diseases and disorders, they are truly, truly working that clock back internally. So I would love for you to come and experience it. We're doing something we've never done before. So we have a Generation 2 device, and it's usually $4,000, and we are selling it for $1,995. We have never done that in the history of the company. We really wanted to gift Gina's GlamJam with this because Gina's a friend, and she was my ex-neighbor in California. Now she's moved here. So I'm really, really honored that we were able to make it here. This is our first GlamJam, and so we are actually doing this because we want you guys to win. It's really difficult what you guys do. You go to school, and then you start your business, and you have to figure out, how am I going to make the most of my time? Your time is money. And so if you can make a little extra by using the AVACEN and implementing it in your business, it's just a smart thing to do. Also, our team is probably the best team. Well, first of all, full disclosure, my sister is the longest employee. She's customer service. You have the best customer service. My nephew's here. He put the booth up because I'm terrible at that. My CFO, dear friend, is here. She makes everything run and smoothly. Our affiliate program is epic. You get your own website. So let's say your customer says, Danielle, I have had the best experience with the AVACEN. I want to purchase one for the house because the whole family can use this. I have 2-year-olds using it, 102-year-olds using it. And so the interesting thing is the whole family can use it. If you do sports, we have premier athletes using it. We have a lot of rock stars using it because a lot of those rock stars have major arthritis. The thing that you guys want to prevent, speaking of arthritis, you guys want to prevent carpal tunnel. Because when you are cutting hair and you're doing massage or facials, you are doing the same thing over and over. You're doing repetitive. And when you have that repetitive, you can get carpal tunnel. We can help prevent that because you don't want that, because that stops your business. I have so many friends that had to retire from this business because they did have carpal tunnel and they just couldn't work anymore. So this is what we want to prevent for you. We want you to be healthy, longevity. We want you to thrive in your business. So we are at booth 624. And next to our booth, go get one of these really amazing energy drinks. It's called Taka. They have water, they have the energy drink, and then come next door and do an AVACEN treatment for 20 minutes. You'll feel like a new person, I guarantee you. I've got 5 devices over there, so we have lots of room for people. And do I have any more questions?
Are there any you said nobody's had an adverse
No, great question. Not one, because it's over the counter. It's very safe, and so We've had over 25 million treatments and not one reported contraindication that we know of, okay? So, because it's dry heat, a vacuum, and you. So without the vacuum, your body would just shut down, and it would be like, so people will ask me, well, what if I put my hand in hot water? Well, yeah, you can put your hand in hot water, and in less than a minute, it will vasoconstrict, it will shut down, and it's just like your hand sitting in hot water. That's it. It's not doing anything. It feels good, but it's not doing anything for you internally. So another great question. You guys are on it. That's awesome. So with that contraindication, we're very, very blessed because that's why we knew we had to go through the FDA. We had to get those clearances because we know we're not a medical gadget. I mean, we're not a gadget. We're a medical device. We've prevented people from having some heart issues. Tom, the inventor, my husband, he had, his whole family had heart replacement. I mean, they're just, we call it the Muehlbauer zipper because everybody in the family has it. So he was able to avoid that. He had stents put in 2 years ago. They look pristine, and that's the other thing. We keep everything pristine, and he has no problems, and his body can repair, and he uses it 3 hours a day. And that's the other great thing. You can use it as much as you need because it's dry heat, a vacuum, and you. That's it. So please come and see us. We are usually slammed, but we have room. We'll find room for you if you're a little patient. And I would love for you to experience it. We're also doing a nice giveaway, so come by and do the QR code. And we're giving us a great basket of lots of goodies. So I want to thank you for your time. I'm a little bit done. I'm a little bit early. And thank you for your time. And please come and see us. And appreciate you. So thank you very much.
Walking my mention 20,000 patent Picasso.